A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A plus English. Cause it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A plus way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A plus English.
Hello there, everyone. Welcome to A Plus English. I am Mike.
I'm Nikki.
And today we are talking about some cute animals that kind of seem the same, but they're not the same.
Not the same.
So do not mix them up, as it says there. Don't mix them up. Which animals are we talking about? There's actually a lot of animals we could probably put in the... they look very similar, but they're different, right? I'm thinking like leopards and cheetahs. They look very similar, but they're different. Or dolphins and porpoises.
Porpoises.
I still don't know the difference between a dolphin and a porpoise. Do you know?
Neither.
I can tell the difference between an African elephant and an Indian elephant. That's easy.
Do they speak different languages?
No, they don't speak different languages. Very funny, but no.
Sorry.
African elephants have really, really big ears.
Oh, okay.
Indian elephants have much smaller ears.
Okay.
Simple when you know what to look for.
But then what are we talking about today?
These ones, I would bet that I can tell them apart, but if you quizzed me, I'm not sure. We're talking about alpacas or llamas. The article is titled Alpaca or Llama. Don't mix them up, because if you mix them up, they'll cry. They're very sensitive animals.
They'll tell you they speak.
They will. One of them might spit at you.
所以当说到自己做，我们今天讲完要讲到自己做或者是独自的时候呢，我们会说到 alone 用来当副词。那你知道还有其他什么说法吗？
Alpaca or llama. Don't mix them up.
Bad cat! You peed on my bed again?
Take it easy.
Why can't she pee like alpacas do? A group of alpacas always use the same place as a toilet.
They do? Tell me more about alpacas.
They love living in groups, and they get sad when they're on their own. They can even stop eating and die.
All right, so let's get into our discussion, our look at the difference between alpacas and llamas. And to go on this journey of knowledge and discovery, we are going to be joining our friends Ethan and Evelyn. And as they usually are, they're at home. They don't go out that often. We often find them at home hanging out. But the good thing is when they're at home hanging out, they have interesting conversations. So let's see what's happening with them today. It says Evelyn she's scolding a cat.
Okay.
I know all about this. Today I discovered my cat threw up on the floor. And so I had to scold my cat too. When you scold someone, you're like angry and you're like, you did something bad. So if you forget to do your homework or don't bring it to school, your parents or your teacher might scold you. Why'd you do that? That kind of thing. She's doing with the cat, and surprise, the cat doesn't care.
She looks indifferent.
Cats are just like, really? I threw up on your bed? I don't care. And Ethan, her buddy there, he's watching. He's just kind of looking at Evelyn as she says, bad cat, you peed on my bed again.
Oh, no.
That is a bad thing
I don't have a cat, but do they do that? Pee on your bed?
I've had that happen before, but thankfully not for long.
Oh, okay. So pee 这个动词指的是排尿，尿在你床上。
They did a meow on my bed, and that, of course, is not cool.
Not cool.
Especially because cat pee smells real bad.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It's got a very strong smell to it. But anyway, so she's upset, and you can guess why. If you come home and there's cat pee all over your bed, you will be unhappy about that. But Ethan, as he's watching Evelyn scold the cat, he says, take it easy. Hey, Evelyn, chill out, baby.
But I mean, it's not your bed.
No, it's true. It's easy for him to say take it easy. He doesn't have cat pee all over his bed.
Exactly.
But he thinks maybe she's getting a little too angry. And also, the cat might not understand why you're upset.
Yeah, so she means don't worry, he means don't worry, it's not that big of a deal. 所以课文呢就在讲说Ethan 他就说不要激动，那 take it easy 呢意思其实就是不要激动，那还有另外一个意思是保重或者是慢走，你如果要跟别人说拜拜的时候，你说OK, see you next week, take it easy. 那或者是你可以劝别人说不要太拼命，要量力而为。So for example, your friend said, I have to work all weekend, and you can say, that sounds hard, take it easy.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure you relax a little bit, even if you're going to be busy. Take it easy. Back to Evelyn. Evelyn says to, both to Ethan and maybe the cat, why can't she pee like alpacas do?
Oh.
Okay, that's an interesting thing. My cat's peed in many places. I've never thought of alpacas, but that's also because I didn't know this fact about alpacas. So, why can't the cat pee like alpacas do?
What do they do?
And of course, that's the logical question. Well, what do alpacas do? And Evelyn says a group of alpacas always use the same place as a toilet.
Oh, okay. So they have their own toilet.
They do.
That's interesting. I've heard animals that hunt as a group, but never ones that pee as a group.
Yeah, or pee always in the same place. That is kind of a strange thing. I mean, cats can be trained to do that at home, right?
Dogs too.
A lot of us have a litter box, that box filled with sand, and the cat will go there. But in the wild, they don't do that. They kind of pee in different places.
Yeah, true.
Right? Yeah, interesting. So this is a fun fact that Ethan didn't know, and he's like, they do, he says, as a question. Like, I didn't know that. Tell me more about alpacas.
He's intrigued.
He is.
那想不到羊驼竟然会成群结队一起在同一个地方上厕所。
All right, well, Evelyn goes on, and we learn that alpacas don't just pee in groups. They do everything. It says they love living in groups, and they get sad when they're on their own.
Oh.
Wow, they're definitely a social animal and not a solo animal, not an animal that loves to be by itself. In fact, they can even stop eating and die when they're on their own.
That's serious.
That is.
那就是说羊驼它喜欢群体的生活，它们落单的时候会很难过，甚至会绝食而亡。So that's the cutest thing ever. They can't live without each other.
It is kind of cute, but also kind of scary, if they get lost from their group
they
or
will
something.
die.
They could. I mean, it
那
shows...
回到今天的伏笔呢，我们讲到了 on one's own 指的是独立或者是单独的说法，那所以是靠自己完成，没有依靠其他人。So you do something on your own, on other people's own, on her own, his own. It means do something by yourself. 那 live on one's own 指的是自己住，or you can say you go travel, study on your own. 你自己去独旅或者是自己读书。For example, I went to the movie on my own. It means I went to the movie by myself. Group 是名词，指的是群体或者是一群人、一群动物啊，或者是物品集合在一起。So a group of something 名词指的是就是一群东西。So for example, a group of students 一群学生。Or for example, we worked in a small group to finish the project. 我们分成小组来完成这个专案。那单字例句我们看到 each group of students planned a different part of the school event. 每组学生呢负责筹划学校活动不同的环节。那另外看到 toilet 这个名词指的是马桶，但是洗手间的马桶有时候也指的是整个厕所，通常是比较英式的说法。So we use the toilet, 我们上厕所 go to the toilet, clean the toilet, 清马桶。For example, he ran to the toilet because he felt sick. 他觉得不舒服就跑去厕所，冲去厕所。那单字例句 Victor had a stomachache this morning, so he used the toilet many times. Victor 早上肚子痛，所以他上了很多次的厕所。
Cool. Are there wild alpacas in Taiwan?
No, they're from South America. Actually, there aren't any wild alpacas now. People started farming them 6,000 years ago.
Oh, right. They use alpacas to carry things.
No, they use llamas. People often mix up the two animals.
All right, let's get back to our article. So we've learned that alpacas love to live in groups. In fact, their lives could depend on it. They
on
might
each other.
need to live in groups. if they get lost or separated, they can stop eating and die.
Oh.
Very interesting, but also a very interesting fact that Ethan finds very cool. He says, cool. And then he has a question, are there wild alpacas in Taiwan? No, I would say a strong no.
Yeah, so I've actually seen some alpacas in Hsinchu before, but
Really?
it's at a zoo.
Making computer chips?
At a zoo.
Oh, I see. I thought they were working
like a petting zoo.
I thought they were working at TSMC. Very, very smart animals, you know. Yes, at the zoo you might see them, but that's not wild. Of course, wild would mean that they're living in the mountains, you know, around Yanmingshan or somewhere like that, right? They're not in a zoo, and they are not from Taiwan, right? So no, Evelyn says no, they're from South America. Yes, you won't find wild alpacas in Africa or Asia or North America or anywhere except South America. And even then, you probably won't, because Evelyn tells us actually there aren't any wild alpacas now.
Okay.
So they are no longer a wild animal. People started farming them 6,000 years ago. Wow, that long ago. That's incredible. So any alpacas you do see, I guess they're in South America, they're owned by a farmer or a rancher, and they're, you know, raising them like we raise sheep or cows or things like that.
那所以呢 Evelyn 他就说没有哦，其实羊驼是来自南美洲，那其实现在已经没有任何野生的羊驼了，人类从6000年前呢就开始饲养它们。So we won't see wild alpacas running around, only at farms or zoos.
Exactly right. I saw some in Vancouver, Canada last summer. Definitely not wild. All right, back to Ethan. He says, oh, right. So now that he knows a little bit about what alpacas are used for, this sort of gets him to remember something. He says, oh, right. They use alpacas to carry things. So yeah, you might have seen a travel show or a nature show where it has people in South America, in Peru, Chile, somewhere like that, using alpacas the same way people use donkeys or horses. Camels. They're strong and they can climb and walk a long way and carry heavy things so people get help.
So that's the reason why people started farming them, right? They can offer help to the farmers?
Well, somewhat, but of course they can be used in lots of different ways. But Evelyn actually gives us a good fact here. She says, no, they use llamas. Remember, this article is about alpacas and llamas. Similar, so alpacas are not the ones that are carrying the heavy things. That would be their cousin, the llama. So that's why she says, no, they use llamas to carry heavy things. People often mix up the two animals.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do too. I can't really tell the difference between llamas and alpacas.
I might be able to guess, but not 100%.
Farm 当动词的时候指的是饲养或者是耕作，那表示农场上种植作物或者是饲养动物。Farm the land 指的是耕地，那 farm animals 就是饲养一些动物。那 farmer 这个名词指的就是农夫，the person that farms. They farm rice and raise pigs in the countryside. 他们在乡下种稻米或者是养猪。那例句呢，我们看到 My uncle farms chickens in the yard, so he always has fresh eggs. 我的叔叔在院子里面养鸡，所以他总是会有新的鸡蛋。那另外看到 mix up 这个片语指的是搞混或者是混淆，那把两个东西搞混弄错 mix up A and B， 把 A 跟 B 搞混。For example, I always mix up the twins because they look the same. 我总是会搞错那对双胞胎，因为他们长得一模一样。那例句我们看到 Billy mixed up the sugar and salt, so the dessert tasted terrible. Billy 把糖跟盐搞混了，所以那个甜点就很难吃。
Review time.
All right, we are back. That's almost all the time we have, but since we're enjoying talking about cool and interesting animals from South America, we thought it might be interesting to talk about some other special animals that are only found in that part of the world, or maybe in a zoo near you. And who knows, maybe we'll be writing a cool article about one of these ones in the future. What are some special, uniquely South American animals you can think and tell us
One
about?
of my favorites is capybara.
The capybara. They're kind of having a popular moment.
Yeah, so
I think I
fun.
saw recently there's a capybara cafe in Taipei.
In Taipei.
I think I saw that there is a new one. Oh, I haven't been yet, but I did see that.
I know know there's a lot of those kind of cafes in Japan.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. There's tons of them in Japan. But if you like capybaras, you might be able to see one. One that I like, and I always look for it when I go to the zoo, the sloth.
The sloth, 树懒.
Yes, there's a great, it's actually the aquarium in Vancouver, Canada. They have a jungle room, which is really hot and humid. They have butterflies flying around your head. And up in the trees, they say there's a sloth. I've only seen it about 50% of the time.
Okay.
Because it's up there. It's the same color as the trees. It doesn't move. But, you know, part of me thinks it died a long time ago. And they're just telling people that it's there. It's a trick. But they say it's there, and every time I go, I try to find it.
I've seen one in Taipei City Zoo.
You've seen me? Okay, definitely.
They're pretty scary, actually.
They're kind of weird.
Their faces, they have red eyes.
Ooh,
yeah,
really? Interesting. Have you ever seen one of them swim?
Swim?
They're actually pretty good swimmers.
Oh, that I didn't know.
They move faster in the water than on land.
Okay.
Because, of course, the sloth is famous for being a very slow-moving animal. It moves so slowly, it has plants growing in its hair. That's how slow they are. What's another good one?
Puma?
Pumas.
Puma,
big
right?
jungle cats. Pumas, jaguars, cougars, mountain lions, panthers. I get them confused, but I think they're all the same animal. They
Big
just
cats.
live in different
They're
parts
just
of
big
America,
cats.
North
Yes.
America, South America. And of course, in the Amazon River, you might find the very famous
Electric eel.
electric eels.
电鳗.
They're kind of cool, but I always think electric eels are scarier than they really should be.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I think if you're a small fish, the electric eel could be dangerous.
True.
But if you're a person, it might just go, it's not really a big deal, you know. But maybe I'm wrong. What about you guys? Can you think of some other cool South American animals? I'm sure you can.
那还喜欢今天的内容吗？记得按赞、订阅、开启小铃铛，你就不会错过任何精彩的内容啦。